Okay, so let's find some music. We will use a stick at one point during the exercise today, so feel free to find one. Make sure you've got some water as well, especially if you're playing a little bit of catch up on water drinking. Alrighty, so got a nice relaxed chill out album today. Just checking the volumes on this side. Okay, can you hear me over the top of the music? Give me a thumbs up. Great. All right, so let's home in on our neck. I'd like you to just drop your chin to your chest. So you push your chin down a little bit and just notice what's going on around the middle and the upper back. In, looking up. And exhale and press your chin down. Breathe in, looking up. Up. And then chin right down. So you press it into your chest. And do that one more time. Chin up. Feel stretch around your throat. And then down. And allow your head to drop to the side. And over to the other side. So give in to gravity a little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And let your head go heavy. Adding a roll around the front. Lean to the side. And roll around the other way. And do it again. And one more time each way. And then allow your upper body to start to roll. So we're going to circle the upper body round. You lean to the side, lean back and roll around. Quite loose and floppy with your arms, a bit kind of ragdollish. And then reversing back in the opposite direction. Circling the upper body. Breathe in as you lean back. Exhale as you sort of flop forwards. And one more. And then if you can place your hand just here on the top of your head, sliding your hand towards the back of your skull, nudging your chin down towards your armpit, applying a little bit of pressure there. Breathing deeply. And then release. And bringing the other hand around the back, nudging the chin down, breathing deeply. Can you take your arms out wide? Try to leave your hips where they are and just move your rib cage across. Bring your ribs above your hip and then slide your rib cage across. And to the middle. And move your ribs across. Reaching into your fingers. So keeping your hips still. Hands about the same height as you reach across. And one more on each side. Taking the feet a bit wider. We're going to side lean over, reaching the fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you lean, the hand that slides down the leg, can you go past your knee? Allow your head to drop. Allow your head to go heavy. And we do one more on each side. And then hands on the hip, if you can circle your hip around. reverse, taking the feet just a little bit wider. And then taking the feet wider still. And pushing out with the knee on this side and using this hand to press down on your mid-thigh. And then repeating that the other way. Pushing the tailbone back as you do it. We go a little bit lower now. Just staying with this version or next level, marking one hand on the floor as we reach the other arm up and rotate the upper body and repeat the other way. And last one each side. Breathe. So final one. And then from there, if you can come down onto your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat, but actually perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga, where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's do some knee drops to loosen the back. So arms wide. Bring your knees up. over to the side, pushing your knees down, turning your head to look away from your knees. And bring your knees up, over to the other side. Deep breath. And let's do that again. Knees up and over. Pressing your top knee into your bottom knee. And then squeezing your knees together as you roll them to the other side. Pressing the knees down together. Pushing the shoulders down simultaneously. Do one more on each side. Deep breath. Final one. And then from here, if you can place your feet down, we're going to take our opposite arm away from the leg. So we move into Pilates single leg stretch. I want you to activate your core a little bit, so you're drawing your belly button muscle in. Activate your feet by pointing your toes and then moving back in. Level 2, we'll do it from here. Our knee at 90 degrees, so the legs are hovered. More advanced, we'll go straight leg version. Let's do 4 more. Last couple. Alrighty, and then from here, if you can hug your knees, we're going to roll up and roll back down. If you like, you can do it with your head on the floor, so you tuck your knees and tap. Our second level, can we hover the feet off the ground? And for our third level today, we're going to get hold of the ankles and do the wide leg one. We open, roll back, keeping lifted in the chest. Can we do 3 more? So, final one. And then from here, if you can meet me on the front, so we'll come into some cobras. Spreading our hands out just slightly wider than the shoulder. Pressing the blade down. And before you start to lift, a little bit of pull into the belly button muscle. We're active in the core as we bring our chest up, chin up, holding for a few seconds at the top, and then coming back down. Spreading the fingers so we've got good connection with the ground, pushing the ground away. Breathing in as we come up. Exhaling on the lower. So use this time as your breathing space. You've got a stronger, happier back. You might come a little higher. Checking in with how your back is feeling. Can we apply a bit of glute squeeze? So we're going to tense the buttock muscles on the way up and point the toes. And then relax the buttocks and relax the feet. So again, tensing on the way up. So we squeeze the buttocks, point the toes. And then soften those muscles on the way down. Let's do 2 more. And the final one. Can you meet me in a plank? So elbows down, make a fist. We're going to lift from the waistline. Half plank, rocking forwards and back. Or full plank, rocking forwards and back from the toes. So half plank from the knees. Next plank up from the toes. And we keep the chest open. Pull the shoulder blades down the back as we do it. Breathe. And last couple. And then from here, if we can lift the tailbone up, hook the toes underneath, we can meet up in our downward dog. So pushing the bottom up, softening the shoulders, closing the eyes for a moment, breathing into the belly. Breathing in through the nose. And a nice long exhale out through the mouth. Again, deep breath. Get into that feeling of stretching the calves. Pushing the heels down. Breathe. We're going to take a walk with our feet towards our hands. We're going to sink into a squat and then release. So we do it again, sink into a squat and then release. Breathe out as you come down, breathe in as you release. Softening your shoulders. We bring the body weight back to the heels. I'd like you to do 4 more. Keeping the heels down on the floor. Last couple. So final one. And then from there, if we can walk into our downward dog again. So lifting the tailbone. Pushing the heels down again. Getting back into that feeling of giving the calves a good old stretch. Deep breath in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. And again, deep breath. Okay, and then let's take a walk with our feet towards our hands. We'll have a sit. Helped out yesterday at the ride for Sue Rider, big Cotswold bike ride. So Crystal and I were doing massage most of the day on our feet a lot. So certainly need to give the calves a bit of a stretch today. We're going to take a roll down now, work on the old party pack. So rolling down and then back up. You need a strap. Aim to put the strap under your feet. If you're somewhere between the strap and getting up and down, a sort of in-between version you could do is to do it with your hands here behind the back of your legs. You sort of hold the back of your leg to lift yourself back up. Might be worth just sort of testing the water on that if you're somewhere in between. Or more advanced, we start to bring arms over the top of the head. And if we've got a nice fluid movement, we can start to then bring a weight in. Exhaling on the lift. Inhaling on the roll down. And we do 2 more. I think we can. And final one. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs and flex your feet. We'll take a walk to your toes and bring the nose down towards the knee. So just letting the chest drop towards the thighs. So you're sort of using the weight of the upper body to give the legs a good stretch. Bring the chin down, tuck the chin in. Breathe. And then pointing the toes, lengthening the arms so the arms come up, back by the ears, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then flexing the feet again. And come down, tucking our nose in towards our knees, chest towards the thigh, nudging down, down, breathe. And pointing the toes, arms coming up, reaching up, arms back by the ears. And again, laying your chest down towards towards your thighs. Breathe. And down, tucking the chin in, chin to chest. Breathe. Alrighty, so let's work on our arms and upper body next. So if we can bring the hands here, so you've got your fingertips pointing towards your body. We're going to roll our shoulders back. And if you can push the ground away, so you're sort of just lifting your chest and straightening the arms. So you're using the force of the ground for stamina building. And then softening and bending the elbow. So on level 1, we're going to straighten the arms until you can feel a bit of tension through them, spreading fingers, pushing the ground away, and then releasing. On next level, we have some lift through the hip. So push your hips up towards the ceiling, and then lower your body down. Now, as we go into that lift, often the shoulder will roll forward. Try to roll the blade back and down as you lift, lifting your chest, and then releasing. More advanced over time, working towards a straighter leg. Gets a little tougher with the feet further out. We're going to do 3 more. Breathe. Holding for a few seconds at the top. And last couple. Breathe. Can we do one more? Alrighty, resting off. Shake the arms out, and can you find a stick next? Have a drink. Now's a good time to top up. Oh, you got one. Okay. So I'd like you to walk your hands towards each other down your stick. So you have one at the top, one at the bottom, and walk your hands towards each other. We're going to grip and pull like we're trying to pull the stick apart, and then turn the head, looking down over the shoulder, breathing deeply. Let's release and walk the hands closer still. Grip and pull. Now, sometimes when it's tight, we'll tend to sort of do this and lean over to the side a bit. But try to keep your upper body central as you turn your head and look behind the shoulder until you feel a bit of a pull. And let's release. So walking the hands again a bit closer. Can we get this top elbow up and back, turning the head again to look over the shoulder. Really help to stretch our levator scapular muscles, which are those muscles when we do feel a bit tense and we sort of tend to wear our shoulders with earrings. These are the muscles that we're working on stretching out in this stretch. So walking the hands together again, turning the head, looking down over the shoulder. Deep breath. And we tend to use these muscles as what they call access respiratory muscles. So if we're a bit stressed, got a lot going on, we tend to breathe into these muscles rather than breathing down into the belly and the diaphragm. Deep breath. Let's release. Do that one more time. Walking the hands towards each other. Breathing deeply. And let's release. So moving into some lunges now. I want you to take a nice big stride. So you've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and we'll use the stick behind us to check our posture. So bringing our bottom hand up into the curve of the lower back and our elbow up to the ceiling again on that other arm, and nice big space between our feet. Now, if you can see yourself in your screen, try and just have a look at your position from a side view. Does your posture look upright as you hold the stretch? Breathing into the belly and then straightening our front leg out and dropping in again. So bending into the front knee, breathing into the belly. And straightening out with the front leg. Oh, let's do that one more time. Going down, down, down. Breathe. And then from here, can we slide our back foot so it's flat? And we want to get that back foot heel parallel with the edge of the mat. Notice my back is now in a sort of flat back position. I've released this hand over here by the front leg and applying just a gentle pressure to that mid thigh. Now, sometimes the back leg hip can sort of wander off. Try and nudge that hip forwards a bit. Notice the difference that can make in that stretch at the back of the front thigh. Breathe. So we're going to bend into our front knee as we release, and then we'll switch legs. So we've got the other one now at the front, and we're on tiptoe on our back foot, swapping the arms around, squaring up our hips, that nice big space between our feet. And again, if you can see yourself in your screen, have a check-in on what's going on in your posture as you come down, down, pushing the back of the head towards the stick. Breathe. Straightening out the front leg and dropping in again. Squared up in the hip. Breathe. And let's straighten the front leg and coming down again, down, squaring up the hips, softening and relaxing the shoulders. Breathing into the belly. And let's slide the back foot in. So we've now got that back foot flat. And have a look at your back foot. Can you get the heel again parallel with the edge of the mat? Moving into more flat back position. We lean forwards. And apply a little bit of pressure again on that mid-thigh. Now, where's the stick? Is it still on your tailbone and your shoulders and your head? Breathe. Alrighty, let's release off. Now's a good time if you need some water. So we'll keep hold of the stick and we're going to move into doing some oysters. Now, you can do it with some ankle weights on if you want to. You can do it without. You still get a sort of mobility benefit, but if you're trying to build up strength around your bones, around your hip, then ideally over time you want to really work at bringing some weights in. Good to be practicing with resistance or some weights 2-3 times a week. Of course, we want that good nutrition and good levels of protein there, but trying to build up our strength. So definitely something worth digging into the detail on the protein side of things if we're feeling like we're not getting stronger. So let's move sideways, feet forward slightly. And before you start to move the knee out, aim to get a little bit of lift here in the waistline. I'm going to point the toes. And hover the top leg, rolling the knee back, pushing the knee back, and then flexing our feet, pointing the toes, rolling back 1, 2, 3, hovering down. Now, as you keep going, what's that top hip doing? Can you keep that top hip steady, or does it go on a bit of a mission with the knee? We can keep it steady. That helps us to activate the glutes. Second level, add some reach up through into a straight leg. Bend the leg as we open, but then straighten on the way out. And down and back in. Our third option, we're adding in side plank. And good night to Jen's kids. Where's the pink unicorn? Can we do 2 more? And final one. Alrighty, let's rest off and give that a go over on the other side. An interesting meeting with the council today about how to share your sustainability story from a PR point of view. Zigs news on that coming soon. Got myself tangled up in the wires. Okay. Actually, Gaz's birthday today. Managed to make it out to the Ivy on Saturday. That was quite a treat. Okay, so lots of lift in the waist. Rolling the knee back. 1, 2, 3. Flexing our feet. Can you point your toes as you roll back? Being lifted in the waistline. And again, let's check in. What is that top hip doing? Has it got a little mind of its own, or can we have a little chat with it, see if we can encourage it to stay steady as the knee opens, extending and flexing back in. On more advanced level, nudging up into side plank, working on building stamina around the shoulder, bottom arm. I'm going to do 3 more. Breathe. And final one. Alrighty, let's rest off. We're going to move over to our back. You can leave your weights on if you're using them. So right over left. And then we're going to pop the hands just here around the back of the left thigh. So use your hands to pull in, use your elbow to push out. Scoring your stretch on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being unbearable. Aiming for about 6, 7. Using the elbow to push the knee out. Breathing into the stretch. Alrighty, let's give that a go on the other side. So left over right. Using your hands to pull in, using the elbow to push out, and again, just scoring the stretch. Moving in with the hands, nudging out with the elbow. Breathe. Alrighty, so from here we're going to come over to all fours. And let's see if we can use the stick along the back to monitor our core stability. Can we avoid the stick giving us stick? The idea is to use it as an awareness tool for our spinal movement. Can we lift the leg, keeping the stick steady? And switch to the other side. So to line your position up, we want a little bit of pull in the belly button. Using our belly button technique, to help steady the pelvis. If you've got it happening, we've not got it happening. Sometimes just bringing the stick forward a bit so it's slightly more head heavy can help. Hello. But it's often a case of practice. Opposite arm for level 2. Master level 1 before you move up. That's the key. More advanced, we're going to hold and then fold. Heel towards the buttock, extending out and back in. Can we do 4 more? Breathe. Final one each way. Last one. And then from here, we're going to open our knees, come into a groin stretch. So elbows are down, toes are towards each other. And just allow your back to arch a little bit. Push your bottom towards your feet. Breathing deeply. We're going to open the feet out slightly so they go a bit wider and turn the toes outwards. Pressing the heels down into the ground. Breathing into the belly. And let's release. We're going to walk our feet through our hands and come down onto our back. We're going to slide the fingertips now into the curve of the lower back. Drawing the belly button muscle in. Bringing one leg up, down, and the other leg up and down. Particularly if you're using your weight still, make sure you've got that good pressure on your hands. Level 2. Start to alternate the leg. As one is coming up, the other one is coming down. Scissor action. And then more advanced, we straighten one leg out, and the other leg is coming in. Breathe. And we do 4 more. Point your toes, work your feet. Last couple. Alrighty, and then from here, I want you to point your toes, interlock your fingers. You can turn your palms out and away. Little finger edge down towards the floor, arching back, breathing deeply. Again, deep breath. And one more deep breath. Alrighty, so if you've still got your weights on, I'd like you to pop them off. And then come and lay down onto your front next. So we'll move into quad stretch. So as you lie onto your front, catching hold of your foot with your hand, like this. So knees together, heel pulled in towards your buttock on that side. Weighting the hips down evenly. Breathing deeply. And either staying with this version, or if you've already got your heel onto your bottom, good position in your back, and you could try adding a bit of lift in the thigh bone, but keeping the hip bone on the floor. Now gap underneath the thigh bone. easing into the stretch. And let's give that a go on the other side. So aiming for the basic first, knees together, heel to the bottom. So pressing the pubic bone down. I'm sure it can feel differently for guys, but I sort of feel for the pubic bone against the floor, and the hip bones, and then adding a little bit of lift on the thigh bone, the next level. Deep breath. Alrighty, so from here we can meet up for our final strength exercise. So working the arms and upper body, hands just slightly wider than the chest. We're going to let the chest lead the way as we come down and push back up, breathing out as we lower and in as we lift. Concentrate on the posture in your shoulders, pressing down your back. Next level, we could move the knees a bit further back. Try and let your chest lead the way rather than your head. More advanced, we bring it up to the toes. Or if you're somewhere in between, you can perhaps practice one from your knees and then one from your toes. Breathe. Last couple. And final one. And then from here, if you can meet me with the feet wide. Opening out, pointing the toes, lifting up with the chest. We're going to turn the body towards the leg and flex the foot as we walk the hands towards the toes, bringing the nose towards the knee and then tucking the chin in and bringing the chest down towards the thigh. Breathe. Pushing out through the heel as you do it. And let's come back up, pointing the toes, lifting the chest, turning. And again, as you flex, walking the hand towards the foot or catching hold of the shin or the ankle. Nose to knee. And then tucking the chin in. Pushing out through the heel as you do it. Breathe. And let's walk the hand back in. And bringing ourselves down onto our back. Placing the hands just here on top of the belly. Closing the eyes. And taking a moment to appreciate time and energy and effort taken today to practice with exercises to help our bigger picture of mobility and flexibility, to get our blood flowing, our joints oiled, and just reminding ourselves that actually movement really is medicine. I was listening to a podcast over the last couple of weeks in different chunks of time, and we're talking about the benefits actually of exercise on menopause, and how a 30% difference with exercise. And the doctor who was talking about it said actually she'd be probably a billionaire if she found a drug that could actually do that, and also 30% reduction in certain later life mental illnesses like dementia. And just taking a moment to think about how these little mini habits of practice all add up to our bigger picture of physical and mental health. your body to relax and just be still for a moment. You need to imagine your attention is focusing on a little candle. Staring at the flickering flame. The colours of the flame, different layers of it. And just reminding ourselves of the therapeutic benefit of doing a bit of candle gazing. I do sometimes as a bit of a wind down routine with a bit of journaling in the evening. To bring your attention down to your feet, if you can straighten your legs, and I'd like you to circle your feet out, round and back in. Circling out, round and back in. Big circle with the feet from the ankle. And then reversing back the opposite way and pointing your toes and then sort of spreading them out. And last time. And then from there, if you can open your eyes, we're going to roll over to our side. If we can have a little regroup, I hope that's made a difference today.